Today we're here at Twin Lakes and we're going to be hiking the horse trail. We're parked out near Pavilion 4 and I just wanted to show you these really cool old school playground monkey bars and a couple interesting just older style playground things out here. I'm the only one in this area and it is super crazy because over by the lakes there's a ton of people. There's just nobody back here. So show you a couple of these and then we'll find the horse trail. So this thing is like a snail monkey bar. Pretty interesting. And then over here is like a little kid's like a construction tool for a sandbox, except it's mostly dirt instead of sand in there. And over here there's a pretty large looking swing set. It's as you know, I'm about 6 foot. This thing is probably 10 feet tall and it's like an adult size swing set. And this one I think you grab on and it swings you around. Got some more older school playground equipment up here. These trees up here got little belts around them. Look like they're marked for something. All right, let's try and find this horse trail. Got a horseshoe pit up here. I thought there was only one in the park. This one looks nicer and more appropriately spaced. The one down at the lower lake was very far apart. Over here we got the Pavilion 4 volleyball court. And here we got another really cool set of old school looking monkey bars. So here's where we're parked. Over there is Pavilion 4 and we are heading down this hill here towards what I believe is the horse trail. A significant drop off and yeah, I think I'm gonna go down to the lower lake and try and find the trail from there. So pretty big tree. We're gonna head back to the car. That path just goes like straight downhill. It's like almost not a drop off, but not something I want to come back up after 2 miles on this trail. So we're gonna try and find a different part of the park to start the horse trail on. So we're gonna head down to the lower lake, and I think there's a pathway that'll connect us to the horse trail that's not as steep. And I looked at the map. This is pretty far, so the connection at the lower lake should be a shorter connection. All right, so I'm on the lower lake. It was about almost a half-mile walk to get to this point. I don't know if you remember me saying when we were walking the lower lake, but I said there's a trail back here that veers off, and we didn't have time to do it the other day, but today's the day. So this trail is a connector to the horse trail, which is what we saw. So we're gonna walk over there and get on the horse trail. So this is the connector to the horse trail. I believe the actual trail's right up here. According to my map, if we go off to the left, that's going to take us around through the woods and then eventually in a loop. Same way with the right, we just got to choose our way. So we're actually going to go to the left. Not 100% sure I'm feeling this, but we're gonna give it a start, and if not, we'll come back another day. This goes right up the side of the hill here. Wild start. Very muddy already. Whoa. Major tree behind me here. You can see the trunk where it fell down. We're actually gonna head back down this hill and go the other way because this is the opposite way that I wanted to go. So we're just gonna take that other path. We've got ourselves a granddaddy long leg down here. He's hanging out. These guys don't bite, they just look a little bit spooky, but they don't bite or anything. I'll zoom out a little bit. But there it goes. You can see where I slipped coming up the hill here in the mud. So yeah, gonna attempt to go down it a little bit more smoothly. All right, so we're back in action here. Down right below, you can see the lower lake loop. We're gonna go off to the left here. I believe this is the way we want to go on the horse trail. You can see this trail has no signs, so I've been kind of looking at my map, looking back, looking at my map, looking back in an attempt to find this thing. It's hard to show just how big these trees are, but as you can see, this one that fell has a branch that's over my head. According to my map, we are officially on the horse trail. So we'll see if we'll do the whole thing. Feeling a little better than when I started. We'll at least walk down here a ways and check it out. And I'm just not positive I got this in me today, but I'm gonna try. There's some serious mud here. I don't know if you can see this. And then down there is a little river we gotta go over, so to speak. So let's get through this mud first. It's a cobweb over the trail. This is definitely the wildest Twin Lakes trail I've seen. There are beautiful dragonflies down here. Gonna try and get some of these on film if we can. Watch for the mud. Down at the river. You can see this is really pretty. This little creek flowing across here. Get some footage of the river over here. Okay, we're just gonna kind of walk on the stones across this thing and hope we don't get too wet. This is a beautiful little pond over here. Let's get over here and get a picture. You can see these little circles on the pond. Those are mud skippers. Don't know what the science name is, but you can see one jump in there. They're making those little circles. Down in there, there's like a tadpole or a minnow. Not sure which. Try and get some zoom on that if I can. There's a bunch of them down in there. Little minnows, little tadpoles. Not sure which. Got a dragonfly directly. Two dragonflies. Second one has just landed in front of us. I'll try and zoom in on that if I can. So again, no map, but over there's where we came from. Down there is the path that I said we'd explore later. I could have just taken that to the horse trail. You can see right down there is the lower lake loop. And up this hill is where we're heading. Pretty hilly trail. Kind of excited. I think this is my most challenging trail yet. All right, and it breaks out into a clearing, which is nice. Big dead tree right there. And again, another path that just takes us down to the lower lake loop. But unfortunately, or fortunately, we're going up this big hill. So we'll go up this hill, see how we're feeling. If we feel okay, we'll keep going. If not, we'll restart another day. So let's find out. This hill's kind of hard to show, but it's a little steeper than it looks. See, the brush here is super thick. Making our way up this big hill. The horse trail is one that is unfilmed, never before shown on YouTube. I think there's a video of like 1 minute of like one tiny section of this trail, but against like a 1 minute video, So we're here today to show you the full thing. And this is already a pretty steep trail. All right, so over here is our first snake that we've seen. I don't want to step on it. Not sure where it went, but I just saw the thing. I got chased by a bee. So coming back, here it is. It's our first snake encounter. I do not know what kind of snake this is, and I don't really want to get close and find out. But looks like it's about a foot long. Can't really tell from its eyes what it is. But if you know, you can drop that in the comments below. Again, I'm not getting near that boy. I don't know what it is. Try and get a little more footage of this snake for you. I don't want to get too close. I'm sure these things can move. So if you know what type of snake this is, feel free to drop that in the comments if you know what type of snake this is. Just wanted to get a little more visual on it for you. We made it up that hill, and now we're in like this pipeline area. I have no idea which way's which. That's the road over there. You can see the pipeline goes on for a ways. So I'll have to check my map. We either needed to turn back there or we go straight here. So as it turns out, we're going past Mr. Snake over there again. We're heading down this path here towards the road. This is the horse trail. The pipeline was actually the wrong way. All right, we've made it to the road area. That's a good sign. We know we're on the right path because for once, this park has a sign marking the trail you're on. Horse trail. We just came from there. Looks like we're heading out over here across the road, I guess. It doesn't really say on this side, but I think this is where we're going, so we will see. I see no horses or people riding horses, so a little disappointed. Of course, not expecting to see a wild horse here in Western PA, but it's a funny thought. See out there, way in the distance, there's some farmhouses and there's a road. It smells a little bit like rubber back in here. A lot of broken glass. I think we're gonna go this way. I'll have to check my map again. Got some nice flowers back in here. Came out here to get a nice video of this field area before we keep on going. Just looks super pretty. Just a lot of random paths, but we are on the trail, so that's good. I'm glad I have this map, and I'm glad service works. Next time, I need to download the map before I go offline. And now we're going back down a major hill. So, guessing at some point, we're gonna have to go back up one. That's okay. Again, there's nobody back in here. So pretty cool. If we go down this and the hills get really big, I might again reconsider, because I'm not feeling that great today. And not great to do this alone if you're not feeling good. So we'll see. A lot of mosquitoes back in here. Almost looks like I could have biked this. Maybe next time I'll bring the bike. Definitely think if I'm doing a trail that I know is pretty far out, I will bring somebody else next time. So there's a cool tree that snapped down, and there's a side trail, but that is definitely not the horse trail. So not going up there today. Might bring somebody back and do that, but that also might go onto private lands. Getting a shot of the woods here to show you just how thick this underbrush is. I mean, the trail's nice and wide, so that's cool. But this is super thick back in here. Well, at least we know we're on the trail, so we got that going for us. And the path has changed over to gravel a little bit, so that's pretty nice. Not too many flowers or things to see yet. Just very, very green. All right, we have another split. So we got to figure out if this thing goes left into the grass or right up the hill. Better check the map. After consulting the map, the grassy route is the way to go. So onward. Again, not a whole bunch to see yet, but good experience of what my first longer trail looks like and just how woodsy this can get back in here. Got a little puddle here, a lot of mosquitoes. Gonna walk around this and keep going. Goes a butterfly. There's a bird. Cool. Definitely have some blackberries over here. Yeah, don't think I'm gonna pick these, but these are definitely blackberries back in here. If I see a whole patch of them when they ripen a little bit, we'll pick some. We'll go home and make some pancakes or something with them. That'd be pretty exciting. I don't think I should have did this today. I'm actually going back. I think I'm about 3/4 miles in, maybe a mile, but I get some serious anxiety and panic sometimes. If you're out there and you're walking and you're doing a hike and you just feel like you can't make it, that's okay. There's no shame in turning back around because you can always come back another day. So already feeling better and pulse is already doing a little bit better. But yeah, was feeling a little rough there for a bit. Every time we do this, we'll get a little more comfortable and a little more in shape. And as we get more in shape and more comfortable, that feeling of anxiousness and panic will decrease. We're heading back uphill here, so pace is gonna slow down a bit. You have to do what works well for you. You gotta stay safe out there. So we're back at the horse trail sign and heading back to where we saw that snake. So this is the area we saw Mr. Schneck. So we're watching out good for him here. We do not want to step on that guy. He was over in the grass to our left, but we're not going left, so we should be good. Just checking out these sticks again. Do not want to step on that guy. So we're looking good. Just keep our eyes peeled here for a second. Okay. I mean, he could have slithered pretty far, I guess, but looks like we're in the clear here, so I think we're good. He probably slithered off back into the woods. I just walked through that cobweb that I mentioned on the way up. I just hit it right in the face, unfortunately. So yeah, heading back down this really steep embankment that I came up earlier, and yeah, just physically wasn't quite ready for this. Turn the camera around to show you kind of this hill here. Hard to see the steepness of this thing, but it goes up there and it's not quite, I have to crawl on my hands and legs here, but Would be nice to have some maybe trekking poles. This is pretty steep, but no problem. So this is one of the paths that I think leads right back to the lake. So we're gonna take the shortcut because again, you know, you're not feeling good. You just wanna get back to your car. If this doesn't, we'll just come back to the trail and go the way I know it takes us back to the car. Really hope this takes us back to the path. I feel like I'm above it, so I'm actually gonna turn around and go the way that I know takes us back to the path. Just now getting back to that path where we know takes us back to the lake. And it looks like we're back at what could be the other shortcut back to the walking trail. We just came down a hill and back there is the original path, which takes us up and over, which we will do when we come back because we want to walk the full loop, not just pieces of it. So heading back to the main trail. So we are back at the car, and that was still a great workout and a good hike. I will be back and we will complete this thing, but it's got to be another day, you know. Just physically not quite ready for it, and mentally wasn't in the right mindset for it, and that's okay, you know. One step at a time, but we will be back. All right, we're back. Told you I would be, and we got our orange shirt on today just in case anybody's hunting out of hunting season, so we don't get mistaken. And we are heading on this lower lake loop here. We have to go towards the horse trail where we started last time. It's about 0.3, 0.4 miles to get to the trail, and then once we're there, we're gonna fast forward to where we stopped last time. So I'll probably make like a time lapse with the GoPro. See you there. All right, so we are back. Right back there is the gravel where we left off last time. And over this way is the grassy path that we needed to take. But I started feeling weird and turned around. So this time, let's go finish this trail. A lot of mosquitoes out today, I will say that. Finally, we see something related to horses on the horse trail. Somebody has actually been through here on their horse, which is really cool. And I think this might be a deer print, I'm not sure. But we definitely have horseshoe prints here. Unless somebody was coming along just flopping a horseshoe to fake people out, but that looks about the right size for a horse hoof. So very exciting to see something horse related on the horse trail. Right, we are following the horse prints. And just, I guess somebody brought their horse on back there. They walked it up in here, so let's see if they walked the whole thing or just part of it. Big hill up here. So here comes the next hill. Probably slightly steeper than it looks on camera as usual, but hopefully it's one of our last ones. Bunch of like cut up tree trunks back in here. All right, up this hill we go. That big hill is accomplished, so on we go. We're just gonna take our time up here. It's like we get to go back into sunlight for a bit. That'll be nice. We're coming up on some type of structure out here. All right, we have a choice here. It goes off to the left, or we go past this structure up here to the right. I'm gonna have to check the map. After consulting the map, we're gonna head up towards this structure. Just found a little mud pond there. So we need to go up here past this and see where it takes us. Don't know if you can hear, but if you watch the Upper Lakes loop at Twin Lakes, you'll know that there's a train path out there in the distance straight ahead. So that's where we're heading, towards that. But in the meantime, looks like we have something here. Again, I don't know what this is. I'm not good at these things, but DL Resources Inc. back in here. So looks like somebody broke the fence at one point. There's a gauge on there. Another view of the structure with me in it for perspective, for height, and kind of how big that is. And on we go. It's looking kind of nice out here now. We're in a really grassy part. Just had to get through that really buggy, really muddy section of trail back there. So we'll see how it goes. Looks like we're coming up into a clearing here. This is going to be super nice. So here we are in the middle of this field. Just going to do a 360 for us. In my opinion, this is definitely the most remote trail here at Twin Lakes. I have yet to see anybody on this. It's probably the longest. We've been on the Crabtree Trail, but there's been quite a few people on that trail. This trail there's been no one on, just besides those horse prints we saw and a few bike tracks, but never actually seen anybody on it. So anyways, looks like we're going back into the woods. There's the pipeline, and here we go. This is pretty grassy here. I don't like this. Gotta see which way to go here. I almost took us back into the woods, and it actually says we need to be going up this pipeline, so up we go. Another big hill. Gonna have to get the water out soon. Going right up by this electric thing. It always boggles my mind how we put stuff this big together as people and make it work. That is so tall. This is the electric thing from underneath. Obviously not climbing up that, but just wanted to film it from underneath. It was a really good opportunity to get right under it, so didn't want to miss that. One more view of the pipeline before we head back into the woods. And now the trail's gonna take us up in here. So up this hill. This is definitely the most remote trail that I've done to date. We have yet another split. If you don't have a map of this trail, boy, you're in a little bit of trouble. Go to the left or the right. I think the right's going to take us down by the railroad, according to the map, at least to the best of my knowledge. So I think we want to keep following this trail off to the left here. Big old knot on that tree. And here it looks like a gigantic caterpillar going up the tree, but it's not. It's like some moss. But it looks like just a very long fuzzy caterpillar. Yet another trail that veers off to the right. But again, I think we want to go straight. I think straight is the main option here. We're over halfway through now, so onwards. It looks like we're finally getting to go downhill a little bit, which is pretty exciting. We have stumbled upon more horse prints here. So someone did bring their horse up that pipeline and down this trail. I'm glad to know that there's been a horse on the horse trail. What a disappointment that would be if there was none. If you like more naturey trails, this trail offers definitely some hills. It has varying terrain, so it had that kind of dirt road that we started on, like the stone road, and then it took us into the pipeline, and also took us through some road where there was like heavy vegetation on both sides, and now we just passed through a really nice woodsy area. So this is if you like trails with varying terrain, this is a nice trail. However, you have to also be ready for the hills, and it gets muddy. Still haven't seen anyone out here. Trail narrows a bit here. Just walked through a cobweb. Definitely narrows. There's some tiny dragonflies on the trail, but I'm not going to be able to get a good view of them. They're really skinny. They don't have the wings, the larger wings. Got another one of those, what looks like tree caterpillars here going up this tree. I can hear people really far down on my right. They're on the Lakes Loop trails, but that's down in narrow ways. So just keep going forward. The down trees here on the left, and it looks really green right above it, the way the sun's hitting that. Looks like the horse took a slip here. You can see its hoof print in the mud slipping down. So yeah, horse also had a time with the mud on this trail. Don't know if you just heard that bird, but that was like really loud, and it was right by me. Earlier on, when I was walking through the thick brush, both on the left and right, once in a while a bird would just make this like whoom sound and fly out of the brush, and I would jump every time. So it just in there, and they jump out of nowhere. Trail's been nice. We've been actually finally going downhill here. I think we've hit the downhill section because it was all uphill on the way here. Just wanted to record the trail back there. Some of these views are very nice. This is one of those tree caterpillars, I'm calling them, up close. One of the first down trees we've seen. Now we're in an area, there's a lot of dead pines. Some of them are alive, but a lot of them are looking kind of scraggly. A lot of tall pines up in here. Down here we got a road. Nice to see a bit of civilization again. And underneath us here we have more horse prints. These look older. They're pretty far down in there, and it looks like it's dried up around it. So it looks like that's been there a while. So we made it back to a road. This is not where we started, but at least we're on the right path because we got a sign up here that says horse trail. We just came out of the woods back there, And so we're at least on the right path here with the horse trail sign. I believe it goes across this road and up there over into the woods. So that's where we're heading next. Gonna take a minute to drink some water. So this is the road. As it turns out, I think that's the lower lake right down there. But we are heading up here, and I think into this grassy area is where the trail continues. There's the road, and looks like this is the horse trail here. And up here, feel a little better now. Again, I'm not sure if it's hunting season or not, but I don't trust people to not hunt during not hunting season. No hunting sign there, it's a little faded, but at least we're back in territory where people won't be shooting. So that's nice. But just safety note, if you are in a hunting area and it is hunting season, or you're afraid people are hunting, definitely wear an orange shirt like we did today, right? At least they can identify you, hopefully, from the animals. It really does appear that almost nobody walks this thing. We saw some people walking on the road back there because it was near the lake, but haven't seen anybody that's actually on this trail. Trail gets pretty narrow here, but at least we can see on our left and right this time. It's not like back near the beginning. If you are coming out to do this trail at Twin Lakes and Westmoreland, just remember that it is only 2 miles, but it's a very hilly 2 miles. So be prepared, bring water, and watch out for the slippery mud, you know? It's a little bit muddy. And the first time we were here, we saw snakes, so keep your eye out for snakes. My right ear actually feels like it has the sound of like waterlogged, which I don't usually experience too much if I haven't been in water. That's just something to take note of. The lower lake is definitely visible through those trees. It's not sky, it's lower lake down in there. The sky's kind of up there. So we're kind of closer than we think to the lower lake, which is nice. It seems like there's a couple less mosquitoes here. I don't necessarily see how that correlates, but there are less mosquitoes here, so I'm happy. Honestly, it doesn't seem like there's too much wildlife out on this trail. Oh, those logs are pretty big. Not too much wildlife out here, but out near the pipeline there was quite a few butterflies and stuff. If you slow down the video, you might be able to see them in passing, but not too much. As far I hear a lot of birds, but not too much visible on this part of the trail. At the beginning of this video, we were exploring Pavilion 4 with the playground equipment, and it turns out 99% sure this is the trail that leads up to Pavilion 4. Not sure if you can see how steep that is, but that's the down tree we were looking at from above. And then down below, it's just like really far down. It just kind of drops there. It's not, I mean, you could walk down it, but it's quite a hike through the brush. So looking at that from above was pretty spooky, and I was like, I don't want to go down there because I thought the trail was the whole way down there. And still, it was a pretty far ways down. I wouldn't want to come down from Pavilion 4, so I'm glad we started at the lower lake. So let's keep heading down the trail. Looks like we've lost the horse hooves. Don't think they brought their horse this far, or it's less muddy and we can't see it, but I think we've officially lost the horse hooves. So it seems like they got off the trail back there, maybe towards Pavilion 4. Slowly working our way back here. This is definitely the most remote trail at Twin Lakes. There's been nobody on this actual trail. So that makes it very unique in that aspect. Whew, this is pretty wild here. You can see the ground where this gigantic tree just came up and out and fell down there. You can see where the tree root has pulled up all this dirt. And that's pretty significant there, that piece of ground staying on the high path above it here. You can see where the trail was, and the tree just kind of pulled up all its roots and took out that piece of trail. We're too soon about going downhill. We have another pretty steep hill right here, so up we go. And as we're going up this hill, just a good time to take note of, you know, that it's okay to fail and not quite make your goal, or just not make your goal the first time, right? Or even the first 3 times. But like we did here, we came back and we said we're gonna do this, and I came out and I did it. My heart rate was a little bit high knowing that I failed it the first time, and I was out there, especially when I was closer to where we started. But in time, I got over that, and I just kind of came back and conquered it this time. So a little bit more in shape, but mostly just more mentally ready for all the hills that this trail had to offer, because I didn't expect so many hills the first time. I think we're up that big hill back there. We're getting close to the entrance, so let's keep going. The bug bites back from the beginning of the trail are starting to itch. So next time I go somewhere swampy, I gotta wear some some bug spray, keep them off of me, or wear a long sleeve shirt maybe. Thought I heard running water up here. Might just be my ears or the wind. Very big down tree off to our right. I don't know if I can get in there to show you, but I am gonna try. This tree trunk's gonna make a great place for a geocache next time we come back on this trail. I'll probably do a speed run of it at some point, and we'll put a geocache in there. Tried to get a little closer of the tree trunk here. I don't want to get down in there. It looks incredibly muddy, probably like up to my ankle or further, but just a better idea of how big this is. Back on the trail. This trail's slightly deceiving because it says, you know, X amount of feet of elevation gain, but really what it ends up being is you gain it and then you lose it, and then you gain it and then you lose it over and over again, as opposed to some trails where it's like this trail goes 2,000 feet, but it's just one up and one down. This one's like rolling hills. So a little more physically demanding, but definitely a lot of fun. Definitely a lot of good geocache hiding spots on this trail. We'll be coming back to put one at some point on this trail, preferably the furthest place possible. I just looked up because there's a gigantic tree above me, so I'm gonna flip the camera around. This is the tree I was looking at. It is quite big. Up over that hillside is where we were earlier on the other side of the trail. Some nice looking mushrooms or something on this tree. Guess this was a tree at one point. Down in there's another large fallen tree. It's hard to show the size of these fallen trees from a distance with no person in it for perspective. Maybe next time we're here, that could be a geocache spot. I don't know. We're gonna find one good spot for a geocache, because there are none on this trail, and it is definitely a trail worth seeing. It's a little hard to do, at least for me, right? It's the word difficult or hard is different for every person, but a little bit difficult. Oh, I think we have some blueberries. Let us see, let us see. I zoom in on these guys, check this out. I think we have wild blueberries. I cannot confirm it, and I don't really want to eat them, but I am gonna just pick one or two, maybe take it home and try and identify it. I'm definitely not gonna eat it out here. That seems like a bad idea. But yeah, we'll take one or two of these home and try and identify it, preferably not the one with what I think I just saw a spider on. I've actually stumbled upon an entire patch of these blueberry looking items. So just pick one or two and we'll take it home and see what it is. This down tree I could get right up at, so wanted to kind of show you what it looked like. Something that fell here almost looks like acorns, but they're just green. Not sure what these are. Blueberry patch actually extends the whole way back in here if they're blueberries. There's a bunch of them. So if we figure out these are blueberries, it looks like there's a ton to go around. Might grab a couple to munch on, not many, right? Want to leave a lot for the wildlife, but might grab one or two. Have to go see what they are first. Right below us is the Lower Lake Loop trail where we started, so we've officially made it. Back on the Lower Lake Loop, we made it back, and that officially completes the series for this park. We've hiked all of the official trails. There is a third kind of pond or lake that I may go try and looking for, because I do believe it's on park land that's not on a trail, so we may come back for that. But we've officially made it through all the trails, and we failed the first time on this one, but we came back, we tried again, and we succeeded. So it's no harm in failing. Matter of fact, that's okay. Most people are gonna fail on their first step to trying, so you know, just get out there and get walking. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.